Holy cow, I couldn't be any more ecstatic and excited to have my good friend and maybe the most well-versed, well-rounded, beautiful, talented, and all-around good dude, Mr. Mark J. Lindquist. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mr. Erik Hatch. Beautiful. I thank you for that compliment. That's wonderful.
I have glaucoma, and so everything's a little blurry.
Well, and it's all just kind of a mystery to the radio listeners. They don't really know. They can't see me.
No, they have to take my word for it. And you are a beautiful man, inside and out. Because, Mark, I want to quickly go over your bio. Your bio is, I think, albeit quite impressive. Graduated from Ortonville High School.
Ortonville High School, 1999.
Okay, where'd you go to college?
Went to many colleges. Concordia College, one of them. I was a Moorhead State Dragon as well.
Yeah.
Did some time down at MSCTC, now M State, in Fergus Falls.
Did some time like you were in prison.
Well,
did you catch
no, it was a wonderful experience there.
Yeah.
It wasn't the full amount of time.
Yep.
Hopped around a lot, but really just finding my direction in my mid-20s.
And then you ended up in Hawaii. How in the world did you end up in Hawaii, of all places?
Of all the places that one could get stationed in the United States military, specifically the United States Air Force.
Yeah, and so
somebody's got to get stationed in Hawaii, and I said, oh, okay, it can be me.
Well, thank you for your service to Hawaii. No, sincerely, thank you for your service to our United States military. And through that, you had an opportunity to do some stuff.
We traveled all over the world, really. Think about why you join the United States military. It's either for education or it is for world travel. I want to get out and have an adventure. Mm-hmm. I got to do both. I took advantage of the GI Bill. Like I said, I was a Moorhead State Dragon and took courses over there and honed my craft in my on stage as a theater major over there. And then I got to travel the world in a USO-style show and entertain the troops all over the planet.
And so through that, you entertained tens of hundreds of thousands of people, right?
I think it was about 250,000 troops all over the planet.
Oh, my gosh, Mark. That's fascinating. And then you got to be in a couple movies.
In my off time, when I lived on the island of Oahu, I happened to know a producer on the television show Lost, and I got some small roles there when I was just starting out in this acting career. Moved on to a few roles in Hawaii Five-0, then got cast in the Universal Studios movie Battleship. Got to act in scenes with Liam Neeson and Rihanna, and it was a blast.
Yeah, me too. And then now you are, and I'm going to quickly speed this along because if we just go through your bio, we're not going to have any other show left. You now are back in Fargo. You are the national anthem singer for the UND hockey team, so
Correct.
You're their go-to guy. Last year for the season opener, I remember sitting out at brunch with my wife on a Sunday watching the Vikings season opener, and there's Mark J. Lindquist on the TV on a nationally broadcasted game singing the national anthem for the Vikings.
My favorite song. That one was broadcast for 17 million people all over the globe, and it's really become my favorite thing to do is sing the national anthem for these major sports teams and major organizations.
And so on top of being this like vocal gem, you're also a motivational speaker. You're an author. You're a little of everything, and you're in Fargo.
And I think that's the cool thing is that people would assume, you're going to pursue a career as a motivational speaker or an entertainer. You got to move to L.A. You got to move to New York.
Absolutely,
but not true. And we're here in Fargo. I choose to live in Fargo. I could live wherever I want. And I'm here in Fargo because my story is this. I want the young person who graduates from Hawley High School or Carrington or Fargo South, I want them to look at me and say, well, he's doing it, and he's doing it here from Fargo. He can make these dreams come true in the entertainment realm or motivational speaking realm or as an author, and he lives right down the street from me. I think that's cool.
That's beyond cool, Mark. I think I had Andrew Young in here a couple of weeks ago as well, another young superstar of a sort who could do anything, anywhere, and they're choosing to put their roots here in Fargo.
Yeah.
And so those of you listening, you're saying, this is real estate radio. Why in the world does this relate to anything that's going on in the real estate world? And it's a forecast, I think. The Mark Lindquists of the world that are choosing to stay in the Fargo-Moorhead community give us a forecast for what's to come here in Fargo. And what's to come is glorious. If you own a house, if you need to buy a house, I can tell you that the values are going to continue to rise. And it's because great people like you, Mark, are choosing to call this your home, and you're choosing to build an empire in what used to be a community that people fled from, and now it's a community that people are attracted to, and they basically flee to it in the best of ways.
And I think that's true. 10 years ago when I was traveling around the country and in every major city for work, I would say I'm from Fargo, and they, the response, they would chuckle a little bit.
Right.
They would mention,
really, and then it was disappointment.
yeah. Oh, I'm
right?
sorry,
Yeah.
right? You're from Fargo, and then they'd make fun of the movie, let's say.
Of course.
But that was 10 years ago. Now, as I travel around in every major speech that I give in every city in America, I'm saying I'm from Fargo, and I'm saying it with pride.
And they're fascinated.
Right, they're intrigued now. It's turned from this almost disgust or pity to intrigue, because they say, and now singing our national anthem, Mart J. Lindquist from Fargo, North Dakota. And in the atriums and in the lobbies, people come up to me and they say, hey, you're from Fargo? Did I hear that right? I just read an article about Fargo.
Right.
What's going on? And they start asking questions about what's happening in our community and our great state.
And then they'll also say, hey, do you know this person, right?
Right.
Now, Mark, I want to make sure with our last couple of minutes here that we not only applaud Fargo, but we also talk about the great things that you're doing. And you have something coming up in November that is certainly worth sharing. What are you doing?
We're putting together a 16-piece big band. It's a band led by Russ
like
Peterson.
A triangle and...
Well, maybe some finger cymbals,
Yeah,
maybe,
very nice.
the maracas.
No, you're talking an old school, like Sinatra-style band.
Sinatra-style big band under the direction of Russ Peterson. So I got a hold of Russ, and we have been casting this vision to bring a Sinatra-style show to the Fargo Theater on Saturday, November 21st. And we believe that for a night in Fargo, we're going to bring a Vegas-style experience.
Yeah.
So I'll be the showman. We'll sing all the favorite tunes from Come Fly With Me, Fly Me to the Moon, My Way, New York, New York. And it'll be kind of a throwback evening. You can get all dressed up, go out to the theater, hear some great Sinatra, and that'll be our launch on Saturday, November 21st.
Mark, you are the real deal. You are an
Well, thank you.
absolutely absurd talent, and I am proud to call you a friend and a business partner as well. I love what you're doing. If people want to get tickets to this show, how in the world do they do so?
Tickets 300 is where we're selling the tickets. Jade Presents is putting on the show, so Tickets 300, and the house is half sold out. So we're excited about that. It's still summer, and 400 people have decided to commit to a weekend in
that's
November.
great.
So the Fargo Theater only holds 860 seats. You got to get them now.
Yeah, don't sleep on it. Go to Tickets 300 and get your ticket for November 21st. Mark Lindquist, thanks for being in studio. Those
Thank you,
of
my
you
friend.
listening, stick around. But in the meantime, go to livefargomoorhead.com and find out what your home is worth. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.